Good evening and salutations, my GH fans. Oh, Natalia. You know, every time that she sits there and begins to mention Christine in front of Sunny, it's always very interesting because I'm just like, even when they started talking a little bit and then she brought up Christine, I was like, choose your next words very carefully. But of course she did, because she is a phony POS. So she talks about how Christina was able to help empower Blaze to do a lot better with her music and her song, and even being as far as like, agreeing to sit there and say she's some sort of muse or whatever. And I'm just like, you fake POS. I'm like, because she can't stand Christina. She cannot stand her, right? And I know it's not Christina's policy or whatever to run the daddy to tattletale and be like, yo, listen, Blaze's mom really don't like me. She don't want me anywhere near her daughter or anything like that. Um, but I'm surprised they didn't have a small chat about that. I'm really surprised by that because it just goes to show you that she would not be able to be so fake about her feelings if Christina and Sunny talked about their relationship and dealing with Natalia. This stuff wouldn't even be flying. And I think that's part of the reason why it's just kind of so annoying. Um, Now, she does sit there and say something to the effect of, I'm just worried about my daughter and, how other people will not be so accepting of their lifestyle and everything like that, which is true. I'm pretty sure, like, granted, she was lying a lot, but I'm pretty sure that was something more closer to her. It's not the full extent, because yes, that is a concern of hers, but it's mostly due to the fact that she has some very old school, effed up way of thinking. Now, after Brooklyn and Chase talked to Alexis and try to get an update on how things went with Finn and pretty much Alexis went there saying that the confrontation went pretty left and it's just as bad as they suspected. For some odd reason, which I didn't like, and I just felt like it was out of pocket, was when Brooklyn came to Sunny to talk about Finn's drinking. Because in all reality, that was none of his business. I don't understand why you're running around town telling other people about Finn and what's going on with him, especially to Sunny. Sunny has no connection to Finn whatsoever. So why did you feel the need to sit there and start outing his business? Now they have some sort of talk or whatever, which is fine, but it just felt so out of pocket because it's like that wasn't your place. It really wasn't. I just yeah. Um Diane comes, and long story short, she brings the letter. She brings a letter, and it basically tells her that she essentially got her license back, so she can reapply to get a lawyer license back. But she got the go ahead to do so. Which, in all reality, is, even when she came with the letter and she was all like, "Oh, I got some good news, I got some bad news," I was like, "Okay, I can see it a mile away that she just in there teasing her, just yanking her chain or whatever." Which is like, okay, I guess we gotta sit there and find a way to fill in 35 minutes or an hour. So, okay, sure, I'll play along. But yeah, she got her lawyer license back, which is all reality is no surprise to anyone. But let's be honest, no one saw Alexis long term being a news journalist or um no one saw that long term. So Cody. Cody. I do not understand this character. I really don't. I don't understand what was the huge amount of hate when he first came to the show. But the thing that's starting to really annoy me is that it feels like he needs to sit there and get pep talks from everyone in order to do the right thing. He gets a pep talk from Sasha multiple times. He gets a pep talk from Tracy to sit there and tell the truth. And I'm worried. What if he doesn't accept me? What if it's too late? What if this? What if that? It's like, just tell the goddamn truth and just get it over with at this point. This is so annoying. I love General Hospital. I really do. But when they draw stuff out, it is just really aggravating to watch because it's like, how they do it. It's like you're making Cody. It's like he has to sit there and have other people think for him instead of he knows just doing the right thing. Just do the goddamn right thing. You know, take your consequences. Man up. It's ridiculous at this point. Now, the whole time, Maxie was sitting there texting Felicia. Maxie was sitting there texting Felicia to let her know about Mac being back home. Right now. Here's the thing. I felt like she was doing it specifically because the actor came back, and it's really great to sit there and see him, right? Like, it's even I'm not a huge Mac fan, but like knowing what the actor been through, it was really nice to see him, right? But she makes this big deal, like, "Oh, Mac is back," and it's like, come on now. How many times have Mac actually went on a trip before, and she never made this much of a big deal to sit there and remind her that her husband's back, right? This is more of the two actors seeing each other and just being a warm welcome to have the actor back. That's why that kiss just seemed like it was so extra and so over the top because it was more of a celebration about the actor returning. The problem is, it doesn't do well story purposes because again, he's been on trips before. And she's never sat there and blown up her phone like that before, I imagine. So it just seemed like it was just really over the top, right? And at some point, Cody does see him and he looks all sad and everything like that. Like he wants to tell him the truth, but he's also worried about what he may think. And it's just like, bro, listen, I'm glad that the actor is back and they get to sit there and finally wrap up this story, or not even wrap it up, but like start to go ahead with the story. Because watching his dodo eyes and just, oh, what is he gonna sit there and do? Is he gonna just let's just get this started already. Let's just get this story started. Um because when you gotta sit there and get a pep talk from Tracy just to do the right thing, you know at this point they're doing too much with this, just to slow it down as much as possible. Spinelli was in this episode. I should just mention that, even though he didn't really do too much of anything. Um, all Maxie and Mac did was catch up, talked about Cody and how he's really just helping out, just being a good person and being a good friend to the kids and everything. Um, yeah. Now let's talk about Gio. Oh, Gio. He is just like the gift that just keeps on giving, and if you don't want it, they're just gonna shove it in your face either way. You have this really stupid scene. I'm trying to be positive. I am. But like certain scenes, I can't help but to call it what it is. They have this scene, right, where Gio comes into work early, he gets stuff set up, and Jocelyn's all like, why are you coming here so early? And you're doing this and you're doing that and you're being a good employee. I was like, I don't understand. Why are you busting his balls for sitting there trying to give a good impression and be a good employee and not just be like, hey, listen, you only hired me because, we're family. Like, he's actually being a good employee, and for the first 20 something seconds, or 30 seconds, or a whole minute, that's what she sits there and does. And it's just like, I couldn't find any other dialogue to sit there and give them other than Jocelyn just being kind of obnoxious about it. Now, at some point, they do talk about Sunny, when Sunny does show up with Avery. and they catch up a little bit, and pretty much Gio wants to pay his own way. He was really happy to be accepted into that school, to the music program or whatever, but he wants to pay his own way, you know? He doesn't want to feel like he's taking advantage of Sonny, because when he does sit there and talk to Jocelyn, he's like, I know that Sonny's a very powerful person and people like to ask for things, and he's been already very gracious to me. I don't want to sit there and seem like I'm taking advantage of him. And Jocelyn didn't really sit there and say too much. Like, she didn't really sit there and badmouth him or anything like that. And trust me, she has plenty of ammunition to sit there and be like, well, Sonny ain't, and Sonny's this, and Sonny's that. But she just really didn't. And part of me was a little kind of surprised. Like, especially given the last incident that Sonny did with Dex, part of me feels like her not saying anything, and pretty much, or maybe, you know what, now I'm starting to think about, it's like maybe she learned her lesson from getting up in Christina's face about, you know, Sonny's not this nice, kind, sweet person that you think he is, and maybe she just kind of just learned her lesson, which is why she bit her tongue and didn't really sit there and say too much. Um, Other than that, it's just, yeah. I don't know about Gio. I really don't. I mean, let's be honest. We all know why Gio's there. He's there for Trina, to give Trina a story, because apparently GH doesn't feel it's necessary to sit there and give Trina a story unless it involves someone else. So, you know, that's yeah, that's just pretty messed up. I have another couple of words, couple of four-letter words I could sit there and use, but I'm gonna sit there and just be PC. Now the last scene is with Chase. I was about to call him Chance. With Chase and Stella. And pretty much Chase is trying to be as vague as possible when explaining the situation to Stella after getting advice from Alexis, and they're saying you need to talk to a social worker. And one of the things she does sit there and says is, hey, listen, even if you're able to get the child away from Finn, doesn't necessarily mean that child's going to go to you. It could easily be put in the foster system, foster care system. Um, but yeah, he be as vague as possible by saying that, you know, someone is drinking and, you know, a child's involved, and what should I do? And long story short, she was just like, document everything. And at first, Chase was like, you want me to build a case against my own brother? She's like, no, I want you to sit there and build a case for Violet. Because let's be honest, the talking with Finn, that's done. That's a wrap. That's just not going to wind up happening. So the legal, you know, at this point, it just comes down to a legal action that has to be done. And we all know that Finn is going to sit there and be super upset and super pissed off. But it's like, bro, they tried to talk to you, and you didn't want to listen. You're a grown ass man. If you want to sit there and hit rock bottom, fine. But your daughter doesn't deserve to be sitting there going down that rabbit hole with you. So yeah, that's pretty much what she does. I feel like that's about it. Yeah, I believe that's about it. I can't think of anything else. But if I miss anything, come to the live stream tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. We'll sit there and talk about all the shows: General Hospital, Days of Our Lives, Bold and the Beautiful, and Young and the Restless. And if you're not a member, become a member by clicking the join button in the description box below. I do exclusive videos for members only. I do exclusive live streams for members, and once a month, every month, I do a monthly member shout out where I will sit there and literally write each person's name and shout them out in the video, as my way of saying thank you. So don't forget to do that as well. With that being said, I'm going to go. I'll see you in the next video.